and just when you thought it was safe to get back in the water. I'm not sure that what's written on these boxes is really anything very much to do with the coins that are inside them, but it's kind of interesting that it gives a little insight into how coins are processed at NCS, that they're kind of presented and some of them are declined as being coins that can't be conserved, and some of them are accepted. So I think most of the ones that I submitted for NCS seem to have been accepted and conserved. But you never really know. There's always that feeling at the back of your mind, did they review it? Did you pay the fee? And what did they do to it? And I really do think that NCS could give a lot more information about what they did to conserve particular coins, or whether they did conserve coins at all. So that's my little preamble, and now on to box number 1. That's box number 1. There'll be maybe 4 or 5 of these videos, I think, maybe only 4, but there's an arrival and some interesting coins here and some interesting stories. This first one is actually mine. I bought it as a PCGS coin. I asked for it to be cross-graded, so to be taken out of a PR69 DCAM holder and put into an NGC PF69. At first, they refused. They wouldn't cross-grade it at the same grade. However, I noticed a couple of marks on it, and so I realised why, and I actually had it conserved, and when it was conserved it cross-graded at 69, which is what I wanted, as well as having it swapped around the right way. So, I hate to see coins in these little plastic folders, because they normally mean a failure or a disaster, and nobody likes failures and nobody likes disasters, but they are also a good learning lesson. And of course, you can learn most from the failures, and more from the failures quite often than the successes. So I've now started looking in a little bit more detail at the coins that come back as failures, so I can see what to recognise for next time. And I need to get better at reviewing coins before they go to be graded, so I can maybe fend off some of these potential problems before they become problems. So on the face of it, a rather nice sixpence from a sixpence collector who really knows his stuff, and yet this coin got, well, it's not even in a detail slab. You can see it, because of the PVC damage, they wouldn't grade it. If cleaned, they would have put in, but cleaned and PVC damage, they said, no, we won't put it in a slab. They left it without the slab, and you can actually see, as you get close to this coin, there is a little bit of potential cleaning. You can see those little parallel striations in the coin, and and it's difficult to see exactly what they mean, but there was a tiny bit of bloom on it from PVC damage and those striations, and I think together they made it ungradable. Another one of these, this is a trade dollar. This belongs to my good friend Regal Stacker, and unfortunately that one too got the not even the slab of death, not even in a slab, because of the PVC damage. So, having got some of the bad news out the way, let's focus on the good news, and let's look in detail at some of these extremely beautiful coins that have been submitted by our forum sixpence expert. So he's submitted a lot of these coins. I've now seen quite a bit, probably, of his extensive collection, and they're all being graded into an NGC set. And they're just really nice examples. A lot of them are pretty rare, and a lot of them are in amazingly good order. and sometimes both those combinations at the same time. So really nice little field to collect. I think there's a few, it's not everybody who collects sixpences, but a lot of people collect different types of older English coin, Victorian coins. There's a big collector's following for these coins, and when you see them at auctions, there are normally several people bidding, several people fighting over them. Whilst not everyone collects them, I think a lot of the people who do really want to get the best examples, and so the prices on these are actually going up. And I think on a lot of these coins, having them slabbed by NGC will have increased the value of these coins. Not all of them, but most of them quite considerably. So this one got a 64, and you can see some of the detail on the coin. Lots and lots of detail. You can see on these coins and on the some of the sovereigns, the bands on Victoria's hair is one of the first areas to wear one of the high points, and a lot of the time the reverse is maybe a little bit more protected and not quite as worn. You get these kind of very high points on the Victoria side, and they're where to look for wear on some of these uncirculated looking coins. Here's one. It doesn't look absolutely amazing, in fairness. You can see that it's got these a little kind of banding to it, but the detail on the coin was enough to give it a 65. It's got nice toning on it. It looks very unmessed with, and I like the coin very much. MS65, sixpence, 1902. And here is a lovely coin which has obviously been cleaned at some stage, probably quite a while ago. And you can see, if you look in detail at the fields in this coin, you can see there. You see it on the right hand side, just next to Fraternité, and you can see that what they call excessive surface hairlines. So that one did get the purple label slab of death, unfortunately. But as a type, I think there's a lot of merit in these old 5 franc silver pieces. I think they're just really, really nice coins. That one was with a BB mint mark, which is, I think, Lille. This one is an A mint mark, and A is Paris, the Paris mint. And this one did get a proper grade. Nice example of the coin. Most of these aren't in MS tip-top condition. They were used. They're circulation coins. They're very old, and they're very beautiful coins to build a collection of. This one is, I think, fabulous. This is a coin that 2 members of the Silver Forum have an interest in. Platinum Skies originally had this coin, and I got sent it by Platinum Skies for grading, and then while it was being graded, Regal Stacker bought it from Platinum Skies, and before the grade was known, taking a chance on whether it would grade well. And I think it's a lovely coin, and Platinum Skies, if you've seen his channel, he's got a great YouTube channel, and he's also got a very, very good eye for coins that have good grade potential and detail. So this one got an MS61, very nice, and it's a really, really nice coin, and it's been well graded. Here's another one. Unfortunately, this one also suffered from surface hairlines. I think, people say, why do you grade coins? Why do you grade coins? You don't need to. But a lot of these coins were sold by big dealers in London, big dealers in the UK, who don't grade a lot of coins. They were sold as raw coins. And these days you have to be more and more suspicious, I think, at coins that are sold raw, and be very, very careful about evaluating them, because a lot of them will not grade without being a problem. Doesn't make them any less great coins, but if you want to grade them, then they have to be problem free to get a numeric grade in a slab. This one is, I think, a pretty rare sixpence, 1909 MS66. Great, great result for that one. Here's another great result. Whenever you see a plus sign on a slab, it means it's kind of at the top end, usually the top quartile of its grade. So this one was thought to be almost a 64, but they couldn't quite agree that it should have been a 64. So instead of a 64, they gave it a 63 plus. And quite often, if a coin has a plus sign, it's worth a little bit more than a 63, but not quite as much sometimes as a 64. Something a little bit in the middle in terms of value. Here's another one, 1913 sixpence, and this one got a 65. You know, some of these coins are very, very exceptional coins, and they're getting grades at the top end of expectations. You know, this is a really attractive coin. 65, I think, was very, very deserved on this coin. And you can see it. It's just a pleasure to see all of that close-up detail on these coins. Just really, really nice items, and now preserved for quite a long time in their little plastic holders. And here's another one. This is a 2 shillings, so a florin. A florin is 2 shillings, and this one was apparently damaged. If any of you guys can tell me where this damage is, please look closely at the video and let me know, because I couldn't really see it very well when I made the video, and I couldn't see what the real damage they were talking about on this coin. But I know a number of you have sharper eyes than me. Here's another one. I think the K mint mark, 1874 K. K, I think, is quite a rare mint mark. It's Bordeaux, the Bordeaux mint. You know, Bordeaux, where Bordeaux wine comes from, also known as claret, same thing. We've then got another very nice coin. This is a Fumpf Marks coin, so 1913. This was the German era, kind of, you know, reasonably nice era in Germany, if there was one. So beautiful condition, absolutely beautiful condition coin. 63. Really nicely preserved coin from 1913. Here's a good old British coin, the Crown 5 shilling piece. So this is a PF66 proof crown, very graded very well. 66 is a very, very good grade for this coin, and it was well deserved, right there at pretty close to the top of the graded examples of this coin. Very, very nice example. And this one belongs to Regal Stacker. Lots and lots of detail. There is actually a proof set coming up for auction of Edward VIII. I don't know how much that will fetch, but it's the only complete proof set in private hands. And if you do a Google search and you look up the Tyrant collection, I think it's coming up for auction in Long Beach in January, and is certainly worth a look out. Might make a video on that as well. So that brings us to the end of box number 1.